Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy So, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of OnlyFans, a Dolphins post-game show where we bring you our instant reaction to the Dolphins and preview what's next. Make sure you're hitting that like, comment, and subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on the notifications. That way, you guys get notified when we drop hits like this. Let's go!
Fans up in the building, rep the gear from toe to ceiling. 305 stays on the brim, by 95 we popping wheelies. On the way out to the rock, time to see the trio fly. OBJ, Tyreek, and Waddle, speed and swag solidifies. Tools, Babby in the pocket, got my D coordinating. With the Weaver operating, on the sideline formulating. Strategizing for that dub, let's get A-Train on the track. Chubbs and Ramsey, Phillips healthy, boy, we bout to crack some backs. Time to change the narrative, F off with all due respect. Criticism at its finest, break the cycle down the stretch. Top dog offense in the league, let's keep it going postseason. Bring that heat in cold weather, that's a Dade County reason. OnlyFans, presented by Sports with So. Presented by Sports with
Man, Guzzle, first of all, nice jacket. I really do like it. It's
There's a
badass.
reason. There's a reason for it, but thank you.
No, I'm sure you'll get to it. But it sucks because we live in Florida, right? So you can't really rock the dope Dolphins winter gear anywhere but outside of Florida. So it kind of, in my eyes, defeats the purpose. But
Yep.
it's good to see you, dog. I know that everybody was, anticipating this episode because of what transpired this past Sunday, right? With the Dolphins losing to the Patriots at home, 33-27 during their home opener. And first of all, the response that we got on the Instagram post was hilarious. But on top of that, what really stood out was like people were like, "Oh, it took you 48 hours to figure that." It's like it's not that it took me 48 hours to figure it out, right? It's more of it took me 48 hours to really process everything that happened, how it made me feel, and what it makes me think about what's coming next, right? Because the game was a disaster, started off as a disaster, ended it as a disaster, and it left everybody with a disaster feeling. So yeah, you needed some time to recover from that fucking loss because it was such a weird loss, a whack loss, just a
It's like
terrible, terrible loss.
for our home opener, for the way that we went out week one, you know what I mean? Like we expected to come out with a little bit more, and we didn't do that. It was like neither team wanted to win. You know what I mean? You know that South Park episode where they're playing baseball and they're
Yes,
trying
God.
they learn how to
We want to be
intentionally
the
lose.
losers.
Yeah, exactly, dog. That's exactly how I felt these two teams were on Sunday, bro. It was bad. There was a couple of highlights, a couple of things. There was a kick return or two, maybe even like
Upon
it
return.
was a
Upon
punt
return.
return. It was high scoring, I guess, over 50 points and stuff. But God, man, to be on the losing end of that yet again another week. I mean, that's why the jacket's out. There's an ice box right now where my heart used to be, right here where this Dolphins patch is, dog.
Okay, Omarion.
There's
Okay,
a
Omarion.
there's a you know what I'm saying? Like this is how the Dolphins got me feeling, dog. Because honestly, I came in with no expectations for the season like that, like where we were gonna come out and really kill it. I thought we were at least gonna be competitive. This game was a little bit more competitive, albeit against a lesser opponent. But yeah, man, it sucks that we're the laughing stock of the NFL. So and right now, through 2 weeks in the 2025 season, the Miami Dolphins are the laughing stock of the NFL.
And well deserved, right? If we talk about like how we played, right? Like what have our performances looked like, right? We deserve to be this bad right now, right? And we deserve to have all these questions. And I say we, meaning the team itself, right? Deserves to have all this questioning around them, right? Because and this is the fucked up part about the two trajectories between the Patriots and the Dolphins, right? The Patriots are trying to learn how to win, right? They got a young quarterback that they believe in. They're trying to put pieces around him. They got a new coach. They're getting back to the baby crawling, right? They're crawling. The Dolphins were supposed to be walking. Dolphins were supposed to be walking by now. And this project hasn't really been able to get on its feet in any type of aspect, right? Because if we talk about the defensive line and what their expectations were, this is another game where they don't do shit, right? And literally come out flat, give up two quick touchdowns to a May led offense where again we have a quarterback breaking their personal records against this defense, which was supposed to be our biggest and most reliable asset. Then we focus on the offense. They can't put any points on the board. Tua really doesn't get together with Tyreek Hill and Waddle until the second, third quarter, where they got some points on the board, and that shit was cool, right? But it took so much to get that, and then it always leaves the question like, what's next? Where can we go? And now with this Thursday game against another AFC East opponent in Buffalo, there is no hope because yeah, maybe I looked at the schedule when it came out and said, man, I wouldn't be shocked if we were 0-3 or 1-2, right? Because I know the Dolphins can start slow. We don't necessarily have made any improvements through the offseason. We didn't sign any big free agent that could be, exclusively to what the team needed at that time. We didn't go after a lot. So I wasn't gonna be shocked, but fuck, man, here we are. We're 0-2. We've looked terrible, and now we're about to be 0-3 because who can really give us a shot against Buffalo? Granted, we still got to go out there and play the game. Anything can happen, right? But it's not a good feeling for Dolphins fans, bro. It's not a good feeling.
Nah, not definitely not on a short week, man. And being down 0-2 going against a juggernaut, big bro. Unfortunately, I hate to call him that,
On the
but
road,
there
Joel,
and
we got to
no
go to
matter
Buffalo.
it don't matter if we're home, so it don't matter where we are, dog. Like this team is just right now, it's like it's unrecognizable. That team that put up 70 points against Denver 2 years ago, there's like no remnants of that. There's no cohesiveness on the sideline. It reflects that on the field. We see that the timing's not there. You know what I mean? It's overall, it's not looking great. Defensively, I saw a rumor that Anthony Weaver might be considered, head coach as far as like the next step in his career
Interim,
and all that. I'm like, I mean, what has Anthony Weaver done defensively? Like that, you
right?
know what I mean? That has stood out. Granted, only 2 games, but at the same time, it's only 2 games. What do we have to show for it? 2 losses. So
Yeah,
what
and
is
you
our game plan? Like, what are we trying to do? Because I said it on after week 1. You know what I mean? The next 5 weeks, are going to tell us a lot. We're going to know by week 6 where we stand with this franchise and this particular era of the Dolphins. And like you just said, we're staring 0-3 in the face. So what is the chances that we can go 3-0 then in our next 3 games, considering we're probably going to lose this game on the road in Buffalo?
Joel, it's that at this point there are no answers, right? All we have is questions, right? Because even if we look at it and be like, who's been the most consistent player on our defense? The dude gay, what's his first name? Not Willie, right? Is it Willie? I
I'll
think
pull it
so.
up. Willie
Whatever.
Jones? No, I'm just kidding.
No, no,
Uh,
no. If you know, you know. But no, like he's been our best defensive player, right? And this guy's not even on the field all the time. Then you
Willie Gay
flip it to
Jr.
Willie Gay Jr., right? He's been our best defensive player, and he hasn't been able to get on the field all the time because of the type of schemes and shit that this dude is running. You want to flip it to the other side? We brought back Phillips, we have Chubb, we have Sealer, we have Chop. None of those guys are able to create pressure consistently. So is the scheme not working? Is it the players' lack of ability? Like now all of a sudden these dudes forgot how to rush the passer. The passer, like, no, dude, that's not what's happening here. That's not. And even when we flip it on the offensive side, it's like, all right, Hill, what'd you do? Okay, you made some plays, cool, but everything was overthrown to you, and you really couldn't do anything more than that. All right, Waddle, you made some career-threatening catches because every time you caught one of those balls that were up in the air, you got rocked and you landed pretty hard. So thank you for putting that extra effort that you normally wouldn't have to put. And then Achan, probably our best and most consistent offensive player right now at the moment. This dude can't even run the ball that often.
11
This
rushes.
dude can't even get the carries, dog, to be like, all right, let me at least emphasize something. So now we have to throw the ball to him, right? So and get the ball to him in that form in order for him to create something and make a touchdown like he did on his play. It wasn't a rushing touchdown, it was a receiving touchdown. You get what I'm saying? Like these are things, Joel, that you cannot expect to fix in 3 days, let alone 3 weeks. And these people had all off season to put this shit together, and they have failed miserably, miserably. And here's the fucked up part. I'll tell you the fucked up part, right? When we look at this team and statistically, historically, 0-2 teams do not make the playoffs. They don't do well the rest of the season, right? We already know what type of tough road is ahead for this team, right? But What does that do for 2026 if everything goes as it's supposed to? Meaning, we fire McDaniels. We fire the defensive coordinator Weaver. We get a new offensive coordinator. Now Tua's getting questioned. Do we trade Tyreek Hill? What happens with Waddle? Who comes after A-Chan? What happens to the defense? All of these things are snowballing, right? To be like, well, 2026 is already looking like a wash because we're gonna need to replace everything. So already our 2026, 2027 seasons looking like shit because of the things that's happening right now. And now we got to focus on, well, our goal should be to be good again in 2027, 2028. I can't wait that long. You can't wait that long. Dolphins fans can't wait that long.
Nobody
But
can, man.
this is where we're at. And this franchise does not have the same type of feel to it in the sense of they don't care. Before, this was a very prideful franchise. We were known nationally. We traveled. People expected certain things of this franchise, and it happened. Now, since '95 and gone and up, everything's gone to shit. And guess
Yeah, we
what?
don't
When
we don't have an identity.
no, and when you lose that joy, no, we had one, but when you lose your identity, that's almost impossible to get back. That's like in business, and you and I both know this, brother. It's much easier to lose a customer, right? And or than it is to try to regain a customer's trust once you fuck that up, right? Like those two things never come easy, right? You have to figure out a way from top to bottom, meaning from Ross all the way to the secretary. They have to figure out a way to bring back the respectableness of this
Well,
franchise because it doesn't exist.
they could start this week against Buffalo by getting a
Get
dub.
the
But
fuck out of here.
talking about regaining trust, I just want to come back to this game against New England. Tua, we haven't talked about him yet. We're looking at his stats right now: 26 for 32, 315 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was sacked 5 times for 18 yards, and he had a QBR of 42.8. What do you think about this game compared to Week 1? And the shades are coming out. Hold on a second. What is going on right now? Is
He's
this
dead
is
to
this
me.
Ray Charles? Is this Ray
He's
Charles?
I can't see this fool. He's dead to me. I can't see this fool. I can't. I can't see you. He's John Cena. I can't see him. And
Damn, you're
this is
over
my
him.
thing, dog. Joel, here's the thing, and this has become very apparent, especially the way he's been coming out speaking towards the media, right? When you're the leader, a true leader, right? When you come out after bad performances, team loses, looks like shit, you don't use the word we. You use the word I. I need to play better. I need to not throw interceptions. I need to get better at feeling the pressure around me and making smarter decisions. I need to put my receivers in better positions to make plays. I am in control of that. Not the scheme, not the offensive coordinator, not the play call, not the blocking. No, I'm in control of that because I'm the one throwing the ball. And he hasn't taken that responsibility. And that alone is terms for being relieved of your duties, dude. Like straight up, especially if we know that this season is gonna be ass anyways, then there's no point in having that guy there at quarterback. Because now all I'm thinking is about, well, we need to lose as many games as possible and not do the dumb shit that we usually do and try to win 3, 4 games to end up 8-8 at the end of the season and walk ourselves out of a top 5, top 10 pick. Nah, nah. Tua
I
needs to
don't.
be in there. He needs to play every single game. He needs to play terribly every game and take the accountability because he got paid. He got everything he wanted for it. Now you got to take all the L's.
That's tough, man. That's tough. I see the other side of that where it's like, if we do well, it's we. It's not I. You know what I mean? So, but I definitely understand the accountability aspect of it. You got to, if you're going to be the leader, you're going to be that guy. You got to show accountability for your actions or lack thereof. You know what I mean? Even if it's not your fault, you got to jump on that. Like that's your job as a leader in the locker room. But I think that I think I think he's not going nowhere just because of that big bag. And I don't know if anybody wants to trade for him. You know what I mean? Or is looking for a guy of his stature and resume. So I think unfortunately we're stuck with Tua,
I,
for the next couple of years here.
I don't know if we are stuck with him, right? And I only say that because recent history, right? We've recently seen a couple of franchises put players and say, you know what? We rather just not have you here. Here's your money. We'll take the loss on the salary no matter what. Whether we paid you, kept you, cut you, didn't matter. We're gonna take the hit on the salary. Here's your check. Get out of here. Because what it does, Joel, is stunts the development, dog. At the end of the day, all that shit does is stunt the development. And I'm not even saying that Ewers is the answer or Zach Wilson is the answer. Nah. But if the idea is, man, you know what? We gave this guy 6 games. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. He's playing like shit. Yeah, get him out of there. Or leave him in there. Fuck it, because it's not going to improve, right? And we know he's not going to be able to finish all 17 games. So what do we got to lose? All I'm saying is the writings on the wall is very clear for what needs to be done. What the question is it going to happen? Are they going to take a hard stance on Tua? Are they going to take a hard stance on Hill? Are they going to take a hard stance on Waddle, HN, all these guys, Phillips, Chubbs, Sealer, you name them. You name them, right? Finka,
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick, you name them. You name them. Are they going to take the hard stance and say we need to look forward to 2027? You guys are just right now. Sorry, it doesn't work. Bye. Tua's not going to be here for more than that, dog. He's not. And I don't even think Zach Wilson's going to be here for longer than that. Again, we don't even know, dog, because we know the thing that we don't know is who's coming in. But we do know that somebody new is coming in, regardless.
What do you think? Well, I think we talked about it maybe already. What do you think about somebody like Gruden coming in and taking the Dolphins head coach job? Get a little
I mean,
hard nosed football going.
for sure, I think it would get the fans excited, right? And kind of back on that hope train, right? Where it's like, well, this is the guy that exudes, right? That toughness. But I think what's clear is that that's the type of coach we have to find, right? We have to find a tough love type coach. Like we're gonna work in the trenches. I'm there's not gonna be nice days. There's no music during practice after fucking losses, right? Like these things are not happening. This is a football team. Here's the high level. And we need that toughness. We need that
Yeah.
toughness. And he exudes that. So yeah, I would love to see Gruden here, right? And I think a lot of the fans would. But can we make it work? Right? Can he make it work? I personally think he can, but what I can definitely guarantee that everybody in Dolphins Nation can agree to is that we need a coach of that stature, somebody with experience, somebody with toughness, somebody with a reputation for being realistically tough and with the times, and that's going to bode well for what this franchise needs.
What'd you think about Tua's comments about Tyreek? That was something I wanted to ask you when we were talking about Tua earlier. He said something, and I'm paraphrasing of like, I can't throw it at that far or 80 yards or something like that. I think he said 80 yards. The glasses come back on.
Also, don't talk to me because I cannot see you. Oh, Joel, that's the perfect opportunity to take accountability, dog. Hey, I underthrew him. Thank God he recognized that and he made that play. He came out and said, "Oh, it's better to underthrow players than to overthrow players." I'm like, in what world does that make
Never.
sense?
That's never the case. Never been the
And,
case.
and the way he stands on it, Joel, it's like, dog, this dude is like so confident in the shit that he's saying that it makes everybody else believe it. But
That's like saying you want to hit the right line no matter if you leave it short. Like what?
come on, dog.
Like you
You know what
never
I
want to
mean?
leave it
You
short.
never want to leave it short. So again, these are things that he's saying in the media that doesn't portray the accountability that a player of his caliber or in that level should take. That's just the bottom line, dog. You can't call out this dude for all the shit that you called him out for during the offseason, and now you're overthrowing him by 10, 15 yards. You know, on a simple passing route that you hit a million times. You're overthrowing it by 5, 10 yards, missing guys wide open. And now he saves your ass and makes multiple plays to help your stats look better, right? And you're saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Do your job, be accountable, and take the L's, dog. That's what you're getting paid to do. Take the L's. And the one guy out of the very few amount of guys that I can pick, right, in this team is Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle knows that the pressure's on him, knows that he's being asked to do a lot, knows that he needs to perform regardless of whatever happens with fucking with Hill and Tua. And this dude never comes out to the media and said shit. Never comes out and blames his quarterback. Never comes out and blames the line, his wide receivers, the offensive line, the coordinator. He doesn't bother. This dude doesn't say nothing, comes in and works. He's the most respectable one, right? Because again, he's not coming out with the sound bites knowing that he can do more. If everybody took that attitude, we'd be a great team. But that's so not the case here. And those comments by Tua shows you that. You know, you can't talk about this guy all year long, dog, and not be the guy that you're supposed to be. I'm sorry, dog. You just can't. And that's what Tua's doing in these two games. And now on the bigger stage, right, to wrap it up for Thursday night football, you know, comes out and says, well, I can't do half the stuff that Josh Allen can do. This is a guy that you're competing against, dog. Your life,
Mm.
your season is on the line. And you're coming out saying you can't do the things that he can do. Yeah, homie, you don't belong here. You don't have that. Imagine if you're the wide receiver, right? Any of them, Malik Washington, you name them, dog. And you're hearing that from your quarterback going into that Thursday night game. You're like, well, I hope he throws it anywhere within my fucking hand radius so I can at least try to make something happen because we know that he can't do things that the other guy that I'm gonna be watching do. That's whack, dog.
That's just mad love and respect for Josh Allen, bro.
Yeah,
That
dog.
guy's a beast. That guy's
Bro,
a beast.
yes.
No, but I
Joel,
hear
you
you though. I hear you though. I can have that love and respect, but I'm not gonna go out and say
yeah.
that. You know what
Come
I mean?
on.
Like I would go out and say probably something along the lines of like he's a starting quarterback in the NFL for the Buffalo Bills. I'm the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. We'll see who the better one is on Thursday. You know what I mean?
You,
Like we'll let the game speak for itself. You know, like I'm not gonna go out there and like publicly glaze you.
even
You
if you
know,
want to even if you wanted to be respectful and say, you know what, Josh Allen's a hell of a quarterback. I enjoy competing against him. Every time that we go against each other, we elevate each other's
but
competition. You know what I mean? Like
to say what everybody's honestly thinking, which is I can't do half the things that he can do. It's like oof,
publicly, dog.
oof,
Come on,
oof.
man. That's it. That's why I'm like, I'm done with Tua. I'm done. And this is such a reflection on Mike McDaniel's inability to control shit in a
Yeah,
locker room.
and
You know, there's been
we didn't even mention his name. I think the entirety of the show until right now.
go ahead and mention him. Go
You
ahead and
just
mention
did.
him.
You just did.
Go no, I want you to
Mike
mention him.
Mike McDaniels.
Ese tipo ni tiene un trabajo. A guy's gonna be unemployed in 2 weeks, dog.
Oh
After this
man.
Thursday game, what can he say? You know, what leg can he stand on? Nah, man. This dude has shown us.
Hey, you talk
Super
about
nice.
quotes too. His quote, about you got to win games to not lose them or something like what?
What? Also, like again, this is why I say, this is why I say we need to not be frustrated about this season. Take it for what it is. Know that it's gonna be a wash. What we're looking for is one or two guys to come out the blue and surprise us with their effort, right? And focus on what's going to happen in 2027 because again this year's gonna be a wash. It's going to be a lot of changes heading into the off season, and we're and it's unrealistic to set um expectations for 2026 2027 season not knowing who's gonna be the coach, who's gonna be the
That's
GM,
that's so
but that's
far
where we're
ahead.
at. But
That's
that's
so
where we're
far
at.
ahead.
And this is why I'm dressed like this today because I will be spending my Sundays, right, on the golf course at 1 p.m., not sweating about my Dolphins, watching them from my phone, right? And I'm gonna be on the golf course rocking my shit. You know what I'm saying?
You
That's
look
how I'm gonna be
fresh.
looking.
You look fresh. Ray Charles on him, man. Oh man, dude. This is ridiculous that this is only week 2, bro. Week
Yeah,
2.
man.
I mean, well,
Week
technically week 3 now. We're in the midst of
week
week
three.
3. We apologize for getting out a little bit later than we normally do, but
Therapy is
yeah, man,
expensive, guys. All right. The
it's
Dolphins make me sad.
yeah, exactly. The serotonin leaves the body at 1 o'clock. It's
Dude,
just all rage after that. So, but oh
dude.
man, let's see what we can do. At this point, I mean, we got to just try to put up a fight every game.
I'll just say this, like
Give us something to hang our hat on. Give us
if you
something.
if you're in desperate need to make money and not a lot of money, then just put $100 on Buffalo and the under because I don't think that we're gonna be able to score enough. to help them with that. But definitely take Buffalo. If you need to bet $1,000 this week, bet it on Buffalo.
You heard it here first, folks. We don't condone gambling, but that's
Hey,
Soso's pick of the week.
yeah, that's my pick, man. Take Buffalo plus the points, plus whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Damn.
Let's see what they look like on tomorrow night. Let's see what happens. And then we'll find out if anybody's getting fired before or after Sunday. We'll find out.
Yes, we will. We'll find
Yeah,
out in
man.
due time.
Appreciate everybody tuning in for this. Like Joel said, it took us a little bit to get together because of circumstances, but we're here. We brought you the episode, and now we can all share in the pain and see what happens on Thursday Night Football against the Bills. And hopefully that makes this Sunday much more enjoyable because we know the Dolphins won't lose on Sunday.
That's right. That's right. This will be a way better Sunday than we've had.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys all checking in. Make sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And more importantly, turn on the notifications because that's the only way you guys are going to get notified when we drop this like this. For Joel and I, it's your boy So. Peace.